No need for an intro, let's just get into it. On April 1st, 2017, a game was released for free to Steam by the name of Totally Accurate Battle Zombie-Later. Within 6 months, it had completely and utterly vanished. Landfall, the studio behind Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, have a tradition of releasing some silly game or product for April Fools, and the second year into this tradition came TABZ, a parody of the open-world zombie survival horror genre. Later entries, most especially Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, would actually be turned into fully fleshed-out games, but this one simply vanished into the ether. It has been over 6 years since it originally released, and it seems to have been near entirely forgotten. However, I still have the game. It was delisted on Steam, but if you got the game originally, you can play it. And so, what used to be a map filled with players, nowadays is empty. It is a video game world fated to die, to be abandoned and left in stasis for the rest of time. However, I want to explore it one last time, and to try my best to document the process just for you. I had already played this game a surprising amount with my friends around launch, and so I do have some strands of memory. In the moments I feel lost, those will be my guiding light as I tour you around the world. And lastly, before we enter, have fun! We find ourselves on a road next to an overturned house. After finding nothing inside, the road took me along into the barren wasteland that is this world. The world of TABZ, while relatively small compared to most open worlds, is given a great deal of importance through the lack of really anything else. The most important things in the game are locations, and one's understanding of TABZ comes largely through finding as many as you can. And it was not long into my first session that I found the first and most familiar sight in the entire game. A place I used to just call City. City is a collection of house assets stacked on top of each other in various ways. In some sense, it is a microcosm of the game itself, and is one of my favorite places in the game because of it. The design of City is closer to a spider web than a beehive. The only thing signaling some level of structure and reliability is the presence of the houses themselves, but they are used and connected in very unfriendly and inhuman ways. You are regularly expected to climb through windows or up sidewalls, to jump around the wooden nubs sticking out from each building, to ascend higher and higher. This pile of buildings seems single-mindedly created for one reason, to go up, and go up you do. City is marked in the distance by its spire, the hand reaching up into the fog that everything else in this pile of buildings is doing its best to support. There's a feeling you start to get while climbing it. While the bottom levels of City are chaotic and thrown together, you eventually hit this point, like the end of a tree line on a mountain, where everything just becomes clear. While there was 100 ways to climb before, there's just one now. You are this small being wrapping itself around the in and outside of this bastardization of a tower, jumping around the corners, the inside of a billboard, up into windows. You feel both awkward and nimble, some conflict of the location and the janky, silly game you're exploring it in. At the top of the tower, following that death-defying climb, are two things: a pile of weapons and an all-consuming fog. This is one of the game's special loot locations, rewards for finding what many players couldn't. Weapons are your only reward for finding these special places, but in them, you can find weapons that would never spawn otherwise. Each location in the game more or less has a weapon you can either get nowhere else or only in other special loot spots. At the peak of City is a Gavar M1815, a musket with a cartoonish reload time and similarly cartoonish damage, able to kill almost everything in a single shot. Though definitely less rare, I also found a hunting sniper, which comes with a genuinely cool scope mechanic. When a game has such a short development time, you're able to see what things the developer prioritizes first, what things come to mind immediately. Even further, this game wasn't made with financial incentive built in, so whoever in this team wanted to mess around with an actual scope in engine versus a UI element popping up was able to do so as they pleased. It always strikes me in a charming way, the individuality of the developers shining through what would be normally a collectivist work. One neat benefit to this is that the fog doesn't seem to actually apply to the scope, letting you look far into the distance with it. That is, of course, if you get to actually use the thing. How the fuck do I get down from here? What the fuck? I looked away for half a second and then I was inside of the building. Out of the two things on top of the spire, a way down is not exactly one of them, and it's not just gravity you need to worry about. If you're unfamiliar with Landfall titles, jank is not just expected, but an active selling point of the experience. If at any time anything I'm holding collides poorly with me or the environment, I might just get launched halfway across the map. Or, I could just slip, I guess. Okay. Dude, this is the best strategy. Where the fuck are my feet?
Oh, kill me.
While you don't respawn at the same place every time, there's a select few locations, and most put you somewhere near city. Speaking of locations, since it had been roughly 6 years since I'd played the game, the first thing I wanted to do was to build a mental map of the world. One thing that always catches my eye in games is the way that how it looks affects how it plays. Visual clarity is a big part of smoothing the gameplay experience, and every single game you know makes use of it. You don't need a mini-map in Elden Ring to know that you're in Caelid, it tends to make itself obvious. Even outside of level design, there's considerations of contrast in the GUI, elements that always need to be visible in all kinds of backgrounds, solutions slaved over to make sure the player is never in doubt about what's happening and why. In TABZ, visuals are less a means of clarity and more of random consequence. There is very little UI in the game, and most certainly not any navigational tools, and so, the way you learn to traverse this world is through landmarks. After respawning, the only notable thing I could see is the most important landmark in the game, the mountain. After sprinting around the mountain to double check and knowing the sides of the map are cliff sides and what seems to be roughly a rounded square, the mountain seems, fittingly, to be in the dead center of the map. This is very important, because while cardinal directions mean nothing in this game, I can judge where I am by the distance to the mountain and by landmarks near me. If I have 2 or more points, I can mentally draw lines to determine that I'm here. Oh, also, you can do this with your arms if you keep aiming in over and over. You can, in fact, aim your fists, and yes, it is helpful. On the way around the mountain, I caught a bridge with a ravine that doesn't seem to end, attached and moving outward. If I just pick a direction, say south, we now have one defined direction to judge things with. The mountain is here and the ravine is down, and everything else will be in relation to these two things. After another death trying to get down to the bottom part of the bridge for reasons I can't really remember, we respawn with city again in our sight. Looking to make some real progress,
What the fuck? I just spawned! I've never seen this before. What the... I don't even... What the f***? Stop!
Yeah, there are more than just zombies here, by the way.
They're playing chicken. I'm losing. Okay, these are the two mountains. I'm gonna see if I can sneak up here. Ignore the goat zombie. Just keep running. They are faster than you. I'm fucking terrified. Oh my god. Get me out of here. It's right behind me. What the fuck? Oh my god. You fucking... Oh. We need to get up there at some point. Oh god.
As the sun begins to set on the world of TABZ, the fog always present in the game starts to change alongside it. The ambience in this game is strangely beautiful at times. Instead of just being a different shade of gray, you are engulfed in this sunset. And as sunset turns to night, the fog of the daytime feels freeing in comparison to the looming darkness around you. I'm not kidding, it got to the point that whenever nighttime hit, I had to just stand there and wait until morning. I've never seen a quote-unquote skybox with this much change between night and day cycles. They feel like entirely different worlds at times. While the fog and render distance make it hard, I was able to spot city from the nearby lighthouse and a winding path connecting the two, giving us 2 more chunks of locations to work with, lighthouse and city as well as the 2 mountains. And speaking of mountains...
Okay, so that's the big mountain. I can show you what happens when you try to go up the big mountain. Okay, so this is what this is in the middle of this is what the mountain is. Okay, you go down here. You go what the and then what you do is run. What you do is run for your fucking life. What the fuck? If I hit a dead end, I'm fucking screwed. Whoa, wait, what? I'm looping. Huh? Oh! Get the fuck away from me! What is happening? Where is anything? What is happening? Oh, I'm fucking... I have to go back there. I need guns though. Like I can't just run in there. I need something.
This is another common spawn location, a place I call the Pillars. Much like the nature of the concrete cylinders you pass through, this place is primarily a threshold. It's near several more important locations and lets you get some of the weaker guns before trekking out. That being said, guns are not quite the savior that you might think they are. Copying a common trope of the highly difficult and punishing zombie games that were popular around that time, shooting any gun in this game not only alerts the zombies around you to your location, getting you swarmed, but also seems to spawn more just to make sure you always get punished for doing it. Oftentimes, if you have nothing but a pistol that takes multiple shots to kill or a strong gun that takes a long time to reload, you are better off just fist fighting every zombie. It's made worse with longer guns, because the longer a gun is, the higher of a chance you have to suddenly glitch out and get thrown somewhere random. That's not to mention that you don't aim at the same spot every time in this game. You aim generally toward the middle of the screen, but it can be aiming anywhere. This also affects your hip aim, by the way, so you need to check with each gun to see where it's aiming before you can use it well at all. If you start getting attacked by a zombie, the gun becomes entirely useless. The best thing that aiming does is reset the positioning of your gun so that you have less of a chance of breaking the physics of the game. It's also really common for the sound system in this game to entirely break. If you shoot any gun, there's a good chance that at least half of the gunshots don't play at all. It seems to get worse the more frequently you shoot, making any automatic gun the equivalent of a mute button for the game. Regardless though, from my memory, this spot is around the opposite side of the map from City, which makes it good for exploring some of the other spots of the map.
I remember this. It's a bridge made of buildings. Now, the interesting part is that the buildings have loot in them, but it's very difficult to actually get out. Yeah, let's give it a try. Whoa, every time you cram yourself into a tight space in this game, there is a small chance that your entire character ragdolls, and then becomes a gigantic spaghetti monster. Did I just lose almost all of my health? Okay.
This game is not easy. Regardless, another bridge further down the chasm is giving us yet another landmark to build on. The second bridge is right around here, with the pillars on the left somewhere in this area. Respawning back near City, I wanted to get back towards the pillars again to see what's on the other side of that bridge.
There's the lighthouse. Okay, so my theory from seeing this map over and over again is that the pipes are like slightly left of the opposite of the town. So if I go like right there. What the oh my god. Leave me alone. Okay, so I don't know what the was floating in the air, but it crashed my entire recording. So I'm trying to like open up the game again. It's technically still open, but it literally won't display any. Like it's supposedly displaying things right now. I'm punching. Do you hear that? All right, I gotta stop and restart it. All right, let's go medium. Okay, well, it's daytime, but we're all the way back here again. It's there again. Are you gonna crash my fucking game? Oh, no, it's just a regular-ass zombie spawn. Why did my game crash? Is there two lighthouses? No, okay, no, it's this.
With each and every death, I was able to shore up more of the locations I already know and around where they are in the map. If the ravine is facing down, then City is here, with the lighthouse being on the same half of the map as the pillars, putting it somewhere up here, and that means that the smaller mountain is somewhere on the right side. With somewhat of a sensible map and using my weak memories of the game, we have around 5 more locations to find. 5 more to see just about everything the game has to offer. And to find more, I'm headed south.
What the fuck? I fucking killed him. Why are my punches fucking deadly now? A field. Okay. I'll explore that later. There's the pipes! Alright, this time we are just going straight over it. I'm not gonna fucking bother. Is it wrong that the first thing that came to mind when I saw that was the Twin Towers? Hello? Oh my god. Alright, well I just spawned a shit ton of zombies for absolutely no reason. Okay, so we're on new territory now. To be honest, there's one area I've been searching for, and I'm pretty sure it's at the end of this road or somewhere along it. What the fuck? Motherfucker. Okay, so there's a second city that looks basically the same as the other one, but it's kind of like flat at the top.
City 2 is like the little cousin of City. It is less complex, shorter, and not as interesting. The layout is far more condensed, with the highlight being this spider-like interweaving of boards and having you move through one of the buildings near the top in a cool way. Similar to City, you can get a Gavar from the highest-ish point, but there's not much more to write home about. With City 2 marked, we have almost a trifecta of locations.
I almost died.
By this point, I started to get to know the map by the bends of the roads. There aren't many, but they do complete that trifecta and serve as smaller landmarks for exploring further. There's one more place in specific that I've been looking for all this time, and in an act of relative desperation, I began to just run across the edge of the map to get there.
Okay, this is the edge of the map. I think I can just follow this. Why can't I stop jumping? In any video game I play, all I do is just jump the entire time I sprint if I can. I think I got it from Minecraft. What the fuck? I don't think I've ever seen this before.
At the very bottom of the map and the end of the ravine is one smaller house bridge, and with it, a whole new angle to explore from.
I'm gonna keep going around the edge, but I mean, it looks like we're finally making progress. There it is!
This is my single favorite area in TABZ. I simply call it the Cliff, what appears to be the tallest mountain in the game by a thin margin, terrain building up and up and up until it all suddenly ends. The structure, just from view alone, seems like it shouldn't be climbable. Your first entry point is a series of increasingly steeper houses, ending in one that is only possible due to the disconnect between the logic of our world and this one. The entire structure, in fact, feels that way. Exiting the steepest house, you're met with the most video game concept out there, a purely empty void at the edge of a game world. Games like MX vs. ATV Unleashed had areas like this, a point that wasn't an invisible wall, but instead a mysterious void. In the case of that game though, it launches you back into the map at Mach speed. When it was a necessary limitation, it was something to be hid, a blemish on a game's world. In TABZ, this area bears it out directly to you. It turns the void into a sight to be sought out, and in the process, makes for one of the coolest and most eerie places in the entire game. The reason most come here though, isn't for the view. Even just on the way up, I've already gotten several very powerful weapons, but the best has yet to come.
Alright. This is maybe the deadliest platforming area in the game. It's simple, but has a pretty harsh punishment. That's sniper ammo. Okay. There it is. The annoyer. Alright. I'll show you what this does in a bit. No! No! Oh my fucking god. Now we gotta get back down. Okay. We are just gonna stop. We're gonna equip nothing. We're gonna equip nothing.
However, on the way out, I really wanted to grab the 50 cal ammo I saw in the shed below.
Okay. Alright. You cannot tell me that it's impossible to get out of this. I don't think that's possible to make. Oh shit. You gotta be able to escape this, right? You have to be able to escape this. There's no fucking way they put this in here. There's no way they did that. There's no way they put ammo down here. I need to spaghetti myself. I have to spaghetti myself and hope it somehow doesn't send me off the fucking edge. No! Oh no!
The annoyer, as I was unable to demonstrate, works like a stun gun, being able to ragdoll anything it makes contact with for a while. This is the first of what I call artifact weapons, secret guns with special effects that litter the map. In fact, the annoyer is not the only one that can spawn at the cliff, and so I made my way back in search of more.
There it is. I see it again. Like, to be honest, this is the one thing that I, like, truly remember from playing this game. Like, if there was one thing that stuck in my head for years after I played it, it was just this massive sculpture hanging off the very edge of the level. The sort of crawl up towards the sky, something about it seems fucking, like, epic. Even though that's a really stupid word. Oh, fuck. There's... The weapons haven't respawned. What? I'm in hell. I'm in hell. I am in actual hell. There's no other explanation. What the fuck? There's still people playing this game? He's just staring at me. I bed speak English. That's okay. Alright, I'll join this guy, I guess. We take the gun and go today. Sure, you know, let's just do whatever the fuck this guy's doing. In-city minigun. Okay, what the fuck? Dude, I did not think that people played. I was just doing quick join because, like, it would just put you in the game. There was another person. You can't get this game anywhere on Steam. You can get a modded version, but it has different, like, it has peer-to-peer servers, I thought. Okay, well, this isn't the city, but it's something. There you go. Alright, well, that's something. You know, 6 shots isn't amazing. Repeater. In? Oh, in the city. Minigun. Okay, let's in the city minigun. That's he's got me there. Okay, well that's oh shit. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. No. Oh wait, shit. That's just a regular one. What the fuck? Oh my god! There's more. I'm out of bullets. Come here, motherfucker. Oh, I got him. What the fuck is happening? No! My friend is gone. And there's the city. Oh, dude. I can't. I need to try again later. This is actually too much for me. I got the annoyer for a moment, and then it slipped out of my hands. Okay, well, I'll get back at this later. And I want to try to explore, like, as far as I know, there's 3 big secrets in the game. I got one of them, but then immediately lost it. And then I want to get to the 2 others.
With options limited and the mind wandering, I eventually found myself at anew in what I believe to be the final bridge to cross the map's chasm, a pipe bridge in the middle of nowhere. Knowing that the cliff is close by, I found myself again at its step.
There we are again.
This time, I cleared the jumps easily and found the second and final artifact gun that can spawn here, the knockback gun.
Alright, let's figure out what the f this does. I mean, I can take a wild guess. There you go. Don't need to do all that other bullshit. Alright, so we have a hunting sniper with a real scope. We have an AK-74, a Makarov, and a knockback gun. Alright. Oh my fucking god. No! Oh, get the fuck away from me. Okay, it takes a while to reload, but this could potentially be very useful. My guess is that there's something... My guess is that there's something in that field. Hey, look. A fucking horrible creature, I can test it. Hey, get the fuck away from me. Oh my god, why is there a million fucking zombies coming from me? What the fuck? Okay, let's try this one. What? That did not do anything. Okay. Wait, is this near the wheat field? It is. You can't fucking do this to me. You can't fucking do this to me. You can't fucking make my character trip over to kill me. I'm fucking... That's one thing done, I guess.
Finding the wheat impenetrable in the game starting to wear on me, I decided to finally go for the mountain secret, and for that I needed a solid set of guns.
Okay. Actually, good set of guns.
Locations like the field and this mountain are not designed to be beaten by one or even two players most of the time. They involve swaths of enemies overloading and overwhelming you, and often getting knocked over one single time is enough to end your run if someone isn't there to protect you. I had no expectation of ever being able to clear the mountain or the field myself, which made what happened next incredibly convenient.
So I've decided that I don't care, and that I'm gonna succeed anyways. Just gonna drop the fuck in here. It's blood red. Oh, it feels like nothing's spawning right now, which is why I feel like I have a decent chance at this. Okay, well that's right back to where I was. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting like actually in real life anxious at this. Where the fuck do I go? Oh, here. What? Okay, I need to... Up here. Follow the noise, follow the noise. Uh-oh. Zombies. Zombies, 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 there's zombies. What? This is so confusing. I'm sweating. I'm fucking sweating right now. Who the f designed this? This is evil. I've tried every single path and I can't find the way. This is not geometrically possible. What the fuck? Like, that's where I came from. Where is... How do I get out of here? Here. I hear it. It's so close. Oh my god. What? I have to fucking parkour? Oh my god, this one's so far. No, 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 no! I'm just gonna keep running up there until I make it, I don't want to have the gun for like a long time. I just want to get the gun that's in there. There's got to be a gun at the end of it. It's like, it's lagging like bad. I'm fucking lagging the Christ out of everything right now, so I like, maybe. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck right off. And I can't even, like, escape it. What? I'm fucking screwed. There's multiple of them. Oh, fuck right off with this. Okay, so this is what the maze is actually supposed to be like, I guess. Alright. That's not possible. Like, I'm just telling you, that is not fucking possible.
However, when that attempt failed immediately due to how ridiculously unfairly difficult this all is alone, I had to throw in the towel on my exploration of the game. I did, for a few hours, attempt to recreate the bug that stopped the spawn trigger from occurring, but I didn't find any luck. For the sake of documentation, I'll be going through everything I couldn't show myself or just outright missed. Channel names and video titles will be shown on screen for everyone, and they'll be listed in order in the description. The mountain, just past the jump that I missed, has a shotgun called the Grabber, one that, as named, pulls enemies towards you as you shoot it. In the field, there's a pedestal holding the cursed AK-47, the strongest weapon in the entire game. Issue is, an entire ring of those glowing-eyed zombies drop from the sky the moment you do so, making a solo retrieval of this gun next to impossible to accomplish. A location that I actually never knew existed is 2 cubes on the edge of the map, one containing the Model SB, a powerful fire shotgun. The cubes themselves are a reference to Square Brawl, another Landfall game. There was also a maybe hoax, maybe not that has stood the test of time, one of a removed zombie and gun in the game. The Gravity Zombie, a giant zombie that throws you into the air if you get too close, and the Bouncer, a gun that supposedly blasts zombies into the air. There is a video by Mowgli that shows the Gravity Zombie, and there are videos showing the Bouncer in action, which just mimics the effect of the Gravity Zombie stomps. The giant that briefly appeared in my game can, in fact, be killed and can drop the Ovar Gevare, a multi-grenade launcher. This is perhaps the rarest gun in the entire game. As for enemy types, it's actually kinda hard to say. That rumor issue from before is turned up tenfold with the enemies, with all wikis made for the game suspected of being filled with hoaxes. Speaking of removed content, in the 1.21 update, the middle of the mountain had a coliseum containing a military sniper and spawning mini zombies when taking it. One final enemy that I can confirm is the King Zombie, a smaller but giant variant of giant zombies that can also be killed. Filling out the map, we reach something that feels like a fairly complete accounting for what this game has to offer. However, if I could, I'd like to speak to what this game means to me. One of my greatest fascinations is how the structure of things leads to specific results, how the cause ends up creating the effect. I find my interest in games always led towards the eccentric and odd, the things that change or tinker with the common structure of video games. Games are almost never made to be disposable, not in any real sense. Developers know that for most games there is a relative date of death, but it's their job to make something so good that the promised day is far in the distance. The open-world multiplayer zombie survival game genre always takes place in the apocalypse, but they are worlds designed to exist in. The developers made a place that appears inhospitable, but has provided you the exact things you need to not just survive, but have fun doing so. It's a balanced apocalypse, a curated end to the world. Disposable games are even rarer in the world of bigger name companies, ones with custom engines or access to tens to hundreds to thousands of developers and designers and writers. Landfall's April Fool's tradition breaks from that. It's a marketing stunt, but one that adds real value to the full video game canon, games that occupy one of the smallest spaces in gaming. The world we have here was constructed in a matter of weeks. It is severely imbalanced, sparse, nondescript, oppressive, confusing, sudden, and unpredictable. Through throwing any idea of a long-term game out the window, Landfall was able to achieve something that any game that can't take the plunge is entirely unable to. This world is truly dead, and every artistic decision in the game enhances this feeling. It's a world saturated by emptiness, and one of the most interesting games in my collection. Landfall managed to create a world that is truly an apocalypse. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Okay, so this part of the video is unscripted, but I do want to mention that there is a version of the game that's available for download. It's called like the fan version or something. It's on their website, at least in like the press kit for their April Fool's stuff. I also really hope that you enjoyed the format of this video. It was more casual, more of a narrated playthrough, not quite a video essay. The next video is going to be a video essay. But I did do a video like this before. It's about a game called The Indigo Parallel, a very strange, eclectic, silly at times game. And in all honesty, it's one of my favorite videos on the entire channel. It's so entertaining to watch. And lastly, I would like to thank my patrons on Patreon. In large part, my Patreon is just a way to give me money. Like I don't have like t-shirts or something, but it's nice to know that I have a certain amount of money at the end of the month, I guess. I do have a Discord, it's in the description, and if you are linked to my Patreon, then you get a role in the Discord and a set of different colors that you can pick that makes you superior to everyone. But yes, if you are at all interested in signing up, there is a link in the description. And one of the other privileges of the Patreon is that I get to shout out the $5 tier or higher at the end of every video, and I have a lot, so I'm gonna do that now. Special shoutouts to House B, Jared Chode, Runa, Walls de Morinville, Zimborg, Corey Mulvey, Dankley Voidley, David Keel, Edmund Dong, Lucky on Fleek, Max Murphy, MF Bitchboy, Wayne Wheeler, Ace Vanguard, Beagle, Bestest Patron, Celestial Tangle, Charlie Monroe, Christian Cook, Connor, DeFrance, Fake Milk, Florian, Gerbero, Imperator Odonathus. There you go. I'm getting better at that one. Jacob Falk, Jocelyn, Latang Osoya, Maiden Batter, Ouma, Owen McGee. We have two Owens now. Peter Healy, Poetry Stud, Ro Randon, Robin Michael Becker, Rudy Schubring, Sambro, Shunks, Synex the Sysadmin, Solify Heart, Ted H, Tim the Cringe, and Touch Fuzzy. Oh, and special thanks to Slogan Steve for helping research the video. Thank you all again. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I would love comments and any other sort of thing. And have a nice day.